So we're obviously heading towards the last 3 weeks before WrestleMania. So a big portion of this week's Raw, of course, was Daniel Bryan, Triple H. Triple H, for the opening promo, did a great job running down both Orton and Batista. That promo actually was pretty good. There was a lot of little snarky comments thrown in there that actually worked pretty well. And then they threw in a massive swerve. The main event will be a triple threat match. The winner of the Daniel Bryan Triple H match goes into that match for the title, which is pretty impressive. They also mentioned that Orton was going to have a match against Daniel Bryan, no DQ match. Now, keeping with their tradition, Daniel Bryan versus Orton on free TV, beautiful. Pay-per-views were kind of lackluster, but on free TV, great match, beautiful back and forth. Ends with Batista coming in, laying out Orton. Daniel Bryan knocking Batista out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan defeats Orton. Beautiful match. End of the night, Triple H calls out Daniel Bryan, does a good job kind of getting him over, saying he thinks he's a great guy, he's actually earned his respect. Which makes Steph flip her lid. She comes down with probably some of the worst red accounts I think I've ever seen on Raw. Who then pretty much, mildly beat up Daniel Bryan, which then leads to like the 15-minute beatdown of a handcuffed Daniel Bryan by Triple H. Seriously, he should have said a couple of moves, put him through the table, hit the pedigree, and been done. But instead they drug it out a lot longer than it needed to go. The Real Americans defeated the Usos. This match was not for the tag belts, but the Real Americans defeated the Usos. Nice match, good match. Looking forward, those is hopefully having a Mania match, potentially. Fandango took on Goldust. Nice match, worked pretty well. I like the interaction between Summer Rae and Cody Rhodes on the outside, worked pretty well. Goldust and Fandango actually did bump heads, and you could tell that pissed off Goldust. When the match was done, he was still pissed that that match wasn't as good as his matches had been. Goldust did get the victory over Fandango. But still, you can tell Goldust, who's had a phenomenal run since he's come back, was less than thrilled with how that match played out. Which makes sense. Titus O'Neil took on Sheamus in I'll just call it the contrast in your television match. It was also a St. Paddy's Day brawl match without having stereotypical St. Paddy's Day things all around it. With, of course, Sheamus winning because Sheamus wins every match he's pretty much in. To then get someone attacked afterwards by Christian. Okay. There was an 8-man tag that was pretty much everyone who's thrown their name into the hat to be in the Andre the Giant over-the-top rope Memorial Battle Royal WrestleMania. So a giant sort of like cluster match with the face team of Show, Big E, Ziggler. I'm drawing a blank on who the last guy was. Because that match was just a hodgepodge, just random people getting involved. That should have been 2 matches, but instead, I guess they're running low on time, threw them all together in 1 match. Decent match for who was involved, because he had some great workers. Just didn't quite seem to work very well. AJ and Tamina were involved in a tag match against the newly reformed Funkadactyls. Yes, Naomi is now back sporting an eye patch from the damage she suffered from Oksana, which would have been February 3rd. And of course, keeping up with the tradition, if you're in a tag match against AJ Lee, you get the pinfall, which means Naomi is the #1 contender, probably. But she'll probably lose the championship match set up against AJ, which may or may not happen at WrestleMania. But currently, Nikki Bella has a play for the title, Naomi has a play for the title. It happens a lot. See, I'm trying to remember if I forgot any other matches that took place. And Bray Wyatt destroyed Kofi Kingston again. Cena came out and did a promo about how, this is about his legacy. and how he's scared about taking on Bray Wyatt. So again, Cena is... You ready for this? You said no? You said no. Cena's put himself in the underdog role again. Thank God Bray Wyatt showed up. Butted into the promo. Wearing Cena's shirt. Some of the armbands, some of the wristbands. And cut another stellar promo on John Cena. I'm thinking between Daniel Bryan probably pulling double duty, I do think that having watched Bray Wyatt in his match with Daniel Bryan at TLC, the other match at Royal Rumble, still easily like the match of the year. His feud work that he did with Roman Reigns and The Shield. No doubt in my mind, he is going to put on a fantastic match with John Cena. It's going to be a beautiful match. Paul Heyman came down and addressed taking on The Undertaker. And whoever did the video package for Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, beautiful job. Beautiful job taking the footage of, here's the people that Undertaker has defeated, here's Lesnar destroying some of these people. And he's destroyed people that are the last ones to have faced The Undertaker. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Mark Henry, CM Punk. I mean, this great little promo sequence that they did worked really well. That was the majority of Raw. I will say one thing. This is one thing that's really starting to irritate me. They made a huge deal about Bray and Daniel Bryan. But when Daniel Bryan is being attacked by Triple H and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, Bray doesn't come down and confront Stephanie. Her husband is getting beaten down by like a dozen people. You'd think that they would have Bray come down, try to get involved, try to do something. It's her husband who's being viciously brutalized. They would do something. At the same time, Bray Wyatt talked about John Cena's plastic girlfriend in his ivory palace. If you have Bray Wyatt do anything to Nikki Bella, you can push that so much farther. They use Total Divas to try to get the women's division over. Why not actually use the established relationships to help further the women in more advanced storylines?